Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriki and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, AG seeks new markets for economy. MHCC looks for problem. A new ship joins Fiji Navy.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
In an effort to ensure the Fijian economy continues its strong performance with the strength to face external challenges, the government will look into new market sources and trading partners. Responding to a review carried out by the International Monetary Fund, Attorney General Aya Said Qayyum says they're looking at a number of opportunities. Kelly Vadala reports.
More participation is needed in the economy, especially the involvement of the private sector.
Obviously, as you know, that we're divesting our shares in EFL. However, government will still retain 51%. The trick is to be able to appoint or select and get good investors in EFL. So there's a number of opportunities, and of course some of the government entities and government-related entities are also looking at itself not just within Fiji but outside Fiji.
IMF Deputy Division Chief for Asia and Pacific Department Pablo Murphy says it's vital to improve the business environment and governance.
We're noticing a slowdown in growth in major trading partners for Fiji. So that will unavoidably force Fiji to recalibrate or readjust its policies to this less favorable external environment.
Attorney General Aya Said Qayyum says Fiji needs to constantly remodel its policies to face modern-day challenges.
For example, the world sugar prices is going to fall this year. So our challenge, of course, is to get the right prices. But the good thing about it is, of course, that government has put in place, together with FSC, a stabilization fund. So irrespective of the change in world sugar prices, they will still get the promised stabilized price that we have set to them.
Said Qayyum says that Fiji's economy has been doing well and this has been validated by the IMF. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Owners of the MHCC complex, Carpenters Group Fiji, has revealed they are unclear what is causing the cracks in movement within the building. Several issues with the building came to light in late October, starting with the popping of tiles. Carpenters Manager Properties Daniel Whippy says they have halted construction of the last floor of the 16-story tower development with only light work allowed. Whippy says they have started remedial work to address some of the issues, like the sinking of 4 of the building's columns. Whippy says a geotechnical investigation of the situation is high on the priority list.
It's being undertaken to determine the cause and also to determine a solution to the movement. So until that is done, then we know the cause and finalize drawings.
The Royal Fiji Navy Services welcomed its biggest and newest vessel today. Minister for Defence and National Security Inyese Ratu says it is a means of security and prosperity as Fiji fights to protect our seas. Catherine Krishna reports.
RFNS Kadao will be used as a hydrographic and surveillance vessel.
The Kadao will boost Fiji Navy's ability to conduct hydrographic surveys, which means it will provide the best, most reliable data for nautical charts, making our oceans more predictable and easy to navigate.
Commander of the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces, Rear Admiral Williamino Poto says the vessel can also be used during national disasters.
If you look at the back of the ship, it's reinforced. It can carry a container, 40-foot container, and that is intended for work during disaster out in the island. So we can just change it from a hydrographic ship and use it for disaster recovery.
Named after a rare and distinctive seabird, The RFNS Dachau has been donated by the Chinese government. The vessel has 32 crew members who will keep Fiji waters safe from unwanted activity. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
There are plans to televise some of Fiji's high-profile court cases in the future. However, Chief Justice Anthony Gates says they will have to consider the costs before making any decision on this. Ali Kimbia with the story.
On the matter,
setting up a big screen outside court is expensive, and the Judiciary Department will only consider this for future cases if it draws a lot of public interest.
Well, it's expensive, and therefore we have to be careful with resources. But this case, or these cases after the elections, I think people want to know what are the cases about, what are the issues and the evidence.
The Chief Justice says setting up a screen outside court means people will get a chance to exercise their rights to access the justice system.
It wasn't easy when it first started to provide that, and people were probably disgruntled thinking they were prevented from having access to the court. This is some solution to the problem.
While there is a lot of positive feedback from the public, Gates says this was a one-off case and they cannot afford to do it on a daily basis. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Health Ministry is looking at upgrading the morgue services in Andarivatu Tavua, which has a population of about 5,000. Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete is currently in the West looking at the state of various health facilities. After visiting the nursing station in Andarivatu, he went on to examine facilities in Nangatangata, Nanrao and the Tavua Hospital, highlighting areas to focus on. Referring to Nandarivatu, he said they want to improve the 3-bed mortuary service.
So what we've been talking about is actually enhancing the mortuary space, making sure that we put some benches on the outside and make it more appealing, because as you know, for us, it's during the time of coming and saying goodbye to our loved ones, it's a very emotional time. So just ensuring that we enhance the look and the way that we portray it.
Still to come, villagers to prosper by Riverbank scheme. An alleged money launderer is granted bail. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang go malakai leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri.
Wana lang tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri naman.
Nevang go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri.
Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasiri.
The Waterways Ministry has adopted a new concept in an effort to stabilise and protect riverbanks from erosion. As part of its non-structural bank protection work next year, Minister for Waterways Dr. Mahindra Reddy says the community of Navidovatu in Wainimbukatailevu will be engaged in planting 400 metres of vetiver grass along the riverbank. Savaira Tambor reports.
Machines will be used to plant the vetiver grass, and the community is expected to complete the work in about 5 days.
Next year, we intend to do this for 50 kilometers. That's our target next year. So if we can deliver the target next year, then every year we can raise the target and also expand throughout Fiji.
The members of the community will be trained on how to plant the grass and will get paid as well. Noting the issue of climate change, Dr. Reddy says this is an ecosystem-friendly approach.
The gravity of this matter, if you go to the Sengotoka River, you will see how the Sengotoka River bank is eroding off every year. On an average, about 10 meters of the river bank we're losing. Bar River, Navua River.
Riverbank protection work will become the ministry's flagship program and will commence in a month's time. Savaira Tambua, FBC News.
A police officer and employee of Vodafone Fiji facing corruption-related charges have been granted bail by the Suva Magistrates Court. Vodafone Fiji Specialist Fraud Risk and Corporate Security, Rajnil Kumar, is charged with 2 counts of bribery. Sergeant Nilesh Kumar is charged with 1 count each of aiding and abetting an abuse of office. It is alleged that Rajneel, without lawful authority, solicited an advantage of $7,000 from a person between July and December in Suva. It is also alleged that he accepted an advantage of $4,000 from two people in Nandi. It is further alleged that Nilesh Kumar colluded with Rajneel to obtain $7,000 from a person whose case was pending investigation with the police, and that investigations will be affected once the money is paid, which was prejudicial to the rights of Vodafone Fiji Limited. The case has been adjourned to January 16th. The Suva Magistrates Court has granted bail to 3 former employees of Goodman Fielder charged with falsification of account and money laundering. Rajat Maharaj faces 56 counts of money laundering, while Biren Lal has been charged with 50 counts of fraudulent falsification of account. Jesse Magoon is charged with 7 counts of fraudulent falsification of account. It is alleged in 2014 and 2015, the 3 were involved in transferring $699,000 to the account of a company belonging to Rajat Maharaj. At that time, Magoon and Lal were employed as finance assistants. The DPP made an application to transfer the case to the High Court as it was an indictable offence. The defence objected on the grounds that it is a summary offence that can be tried in the Magistrates Court. The magistrate will rule on this matter on January 7th. Increasing advertising revenue and subsequent increase in profits for yet another year has resulted in an additional bonus for the FBC family. FBC today announced a company performance bonus payout of $173,000 for the financial year ending December 31st, 2017. The bonus will be divided among all full and part-time FBC staff. Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says in addition to this latest bonus, the FBC this year also paid out the 2016 company performance bonus and individual staff KPI bonuses for the 2016 and 2017 financial years.
It's been an amazing and fantastic year for FBC. We have launched 2 channels, FBC2, Fiji's first non-commercial public service broadcast channel, Fiji's first 24-hour free-to-air sports channel. We have revamped our news website, which is the biggest news website in the country. We are growing at a rapid pace. We have a great bunch of people who are very, very focused in delivering the best services to all Fijians and to improve our standards on a daily basis.
A man who swam to a vessel allegedly with the intention of stealing money was quickly apprehended by a security guard yesterday morning. Police say the suspect allegedly swam to the boat berthed at Miller's Wharf in Suva, climbed on board and stole over $100. He was apprehended by the shipping company's security guard and police officers based at the wharf. He remains in custody as investigation continues. A group of businessmen took time out from their busy schedules to give out Christmas gifts in Nandi and Lautoka. The group focused on those who are underprivileged around the West. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Spreading the message of sharing and love is what these businessmen have decided to do over the next few days.
That's actually the philosophy for our company, likewise from my side, that we want a smile in all the festival to the unprivileged people, and that's what we did today too, going to the city area, looking for the unprivileged people with the crowd and giving them the token, whatever we can, the gifts, the hamper packs, lollies to them, how we can cover, we covered up to the people.
For this group, it doesn't end here, as they'll be going out to settlements around Lautoka and Ba next week.
It's for us, we have that satisfaction and putting a smile in the face of those underprivileged children out there. And we've done that in Nandi yesterday, and we're doing it here now in Lautoka today, and for us it's a privilege to be out there, and it gives us a lot of joy.
Like when we give the gift to others, life is like that. This is a temporary life for us, and we see a smile on somebody's face. We really feel that our heart is at rest.
Apart from the hampers and gifts, the businessmen also provided money to those that need it during Christmas. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Coming up in sports later with Jamie, AFL Fiji named squad for South Pacific Under-16 talent camp in Australia. But Rachel joins you now with business.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Silver retailers welcomed police presence. And in Growing Fiji, FRA begins ratification work on Mark Street. Stay with us. Leading business tonight, the increase in police patrolling in the capital has been welcomed by the Suva Retailers Association. President Vinay Kumar says this benefits businesses as it enables customers to shop in a safe environment. Kumar says this is one factor which may boost their sales as they have had a low pickup this festive season. The association has also suggested extending shopping hours for this weekend in the Suva Central Business District to facilitate last-minute shopping.
We have a deregulated shopping hours nowadays, which was passed in 2016 in August by the government shop regulation. So any shop can open anytime, 24 hours a day. They don't need any permits or anything like that.
Sanifa joins us now with the latest from the trading world.
With the Federal Open Market Committee now out of the way for the rest of this year, the focus switches to the Fed's March meeting and possible further increase in interest rates, which could hurt the US dollar. Meanwhile, the number of American applications for unemployment benefits rose marginally from near a 49-year low last week. In the UK, consumer confidence slipped to 5-year low in December as the country copes with a Brexit uncertainty. The drop in consumer confidence means Britons will likely tighten their purse strings in the near future. Reduced consumer spending, therefore, could act as a drag on the economic growth in the near term. Closer to home, the Kiwi took a beating and remains on shaky ground, bouncing off a 2-month low. And the Aussie dollar reversed some of yesterday's gains following a disappointing New Zealand GDP data. That's it from HFC Bank for this week. Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. Now, with the U.S. rise in the U.S. interest rates, Brexit problems from Europe and the impending Sino-American trade war, the components of the basket of currencies which sets the value of our dollar were on the descent. After rising against all the currencies except one yesterday, the Fiji dollar slipped against most of the currencies we covered today, showing a gain only against the Kiwi dollar. Looking at the commodities market, crude oil prices fell slightly to $64 per barrel. Gold was up to close at $1,261 an ounce, and silver closed at $14.77 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, the Fiji Roads Authority has started major ratification work on Suva's Mark Street. This is due to a major water leakage experience on sites which has affected the newly treated pavement. This is part of the ongoing road reconstruction work for Suva's CBD under the FRA's 2018-2019 Road Renewals Program. Work includes milling out of the existing aged and deteriorated surface and laying of new surface. And that's a wrap from the business desk for this week. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Fiji Sevens eye back-to-back tournament wins on next series leg. And Baseball Fiji hoping for wildcard entry to Under-12 World Cup. Details after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways Sevens will need to put more pressure on opponents in Hamilton, New Zealand next month, says coach Gareth Beba. The team has broken camp for Christmas and will return next week to continue preparations for the next leg of the series. Koroi Tandolala reports.
Sevens coach Gareth Beba says the team needs to improve on some areas and they have been analysing their games to ensure they follow their style of rugby in the next leg of World Sevens series.
Players identify 2 or 3 areas that we know we've got to get functioning in our game to get even more pressure on opponents, and that's what we're chasing after all the time. We play a different style of rugby to many of the nations. We play with a lot of speed and tempo.
Beba says they're going to Hamilton as the defending champions and they need to maintain their consistency following a successful outing in Cape Town earlier this month.
But also there's a huge opportunity for us coming up in Australia and New Zealand. We've talked about potential of back-to-back tournaments again. We've done it before. We want to replicate what we did last year. And we've put ourselves in a good position with performance in Cape Town. And we want to make sure that, you know, coming out of Australia and New Zealand, that we're at the top of the pile.
Fiji is pooled with Australia, Argentina and Wales for Hamilton Sevens. Koroi Tandolala, FBC Sports.
Baseball Fiji hopes to get a wildcard entry for the 2019 Under-12 World Cup in Taiwan. Baseball Fiji Development Officer Inoke Nyumbalavu says Oceania Baseball is currently negotiating a spot for Fiji to compete at the World Cup. Meli Tawanga reports.
Following the successful outing of the national Under-15 side in Australia, the Under-12 side is also trying to stamp a mark on world stage.
And our goal this year was to send the Under-12 team. And these boys have been training really hard for the past 2 months. And our reason, it's going to validate if we do get a wildcard entry to the World Cup in July in Taiwan or not. But we hope for the best.
Baseball Fiji Development Officer Inoke Nyumbalavu says the Oceania Baseball is trying their best to lobby for Fiji to get the wildcard entry.
That cancellation, we still have an opportunity to be at the World Cup in Taiwan come July for the wildcard entry. Because we've explained to Oceania Baseball that Fiji Baseball have been doing a development program for the past 6 years.
The Under-12 side's trip to Australia early next year was cancelled, and they're hoping their chances in getting to Taiwan will come alive.
Interest that keep play baseball and coming training every day, every weekend, and playing and training, challenging well.
The side went through a week-long training program at Albert Park with the help of the Yomiuri Giants, a professional baseball team based in Tokyo, Japan, to learn about the techniques of the sport. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Football Association has revised its financial and football operation season. Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says this was decided during the recent Board of Control meeting, keeping into consideration that Fiji FA is in line with the governing body FIFA. He says this will bring changes to the player transfer window, where they will now have to start with a new pre-season transfer period, which will be throughout January.
Fiji FA also had approved a new calendar year. Now we will go from January to December or October. As a result, you have seen the major transfer window is the month of January. Players can move districts. The mid-season would be 1st to 15 July.
5 Fijians have been selected to be part of the South Pacific Under-16 AFL Talent Camp in Australia next year. AFL Fiji says after a huge year traveling around PNG, Vanuatu, Fiji and Nauru, as well as hosting the Oceania camp in Fiji, they're super excited to send a bunch of young men to take part in the talent camp. Development Officer Matelita Tuilevuka says this is the second step in the South Pacific talent pathway for these young men, and they can't wait to see them develop their talent further in Australia. Joseph Parker's next fight could hinge on the outcome of this weekend's heavyweight bout in London between Dillian White and Derek Chisora. One of the Warriors' most promising NRL talents, Joseph Vuna, has opened up for the first time about his shock decision to leave the club and go on a Mormon church mission in Melbourne. The 20-year-old asked the Warriors management for a release from the final year of his contract, with the New Zealand NRL club granting his wish. In today's play of the day, Oklahoma City's Steven Adams and Russell Westbrook teaming up to punish the Sacramento Kings. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and the new media Countries are cracking down on mobile video games amid concerns about addiction. Details coming up.
Narang golesenya, Obama ketewe nakas, dorong-rong bina kape on radio Fiji One, nandong ibit.
Ayaw benyana, ito barong on radio Fiji One, nandong ibisi, hihina toka.
Gue aldo ilaisa hinga toka, rong-rong bina na heramakawa ina radio Fiji One hinga toka.
Radio Fiji One, nandong ibiti.
In new media, playing video games has become one of the world's most popular forms of entertainment. The global gaming market topped $98 billion in 2017, with much of the revenue coming from mobile games, which are growing in popularity. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and hello to the weekend. It's Friday and what a day. Finally, the smell of holidays is here. Despite the on and off showers, the towns and cities of Fiji really painted a beautiful picture. Now, you might be wondering how. Well, your beautiful Bulawayo lighted up the Christmas spirit. Regardless of the weather situation, the towns were so colorful and joyful. Taking a look in the west, it's been a sunny day with scattered clouds. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, it's been cool with drizzles throughout the day. And up north, after a few light drizzles, it was settled. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 6:13 a.m., low tide at 12:42 a.m., sunrise at 6:28. For tomorrow, exciting times are here, good weather is on our side. You can expect some sunshine and lots of shopping. Tomorrow's temps, lower 30 degrees is indicated for all centers of the country, pretty hot. And looking further into Sunday, the showers will gradually clear off, so have a happy and a safe weekend. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, how much are you looking at spending on gifts for Christmas?
Actually, my budget for Christmas present this year is $30 only.
My budget for Christmas presents this year is $100.
I'm not working, so I don't really have a budget, but what I was thinking of is to just use my creativity, like artwork, and to just make things and give it to my family and friends.
$700 to make the lobo or barbecue. I got the family, I'm going to for tomorrow Western.
At the moment, I'm not working, but all I can say that I can do outdoor activities by visiting my family, even my kids and my grandchildren.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we take a look at the history behind this great synagogue. It's considered a place of beauty and solace where hope and resilience are felt. Recapping the main stories for tonight, AG seeks new markets for economy, MHCC looks for problem, a new ship joins Fiji Navy. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, are you satisfied with the price of goods this Christmas? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, the spectacular sunset cloud formation captured at Naisoso Island by Bob Laws. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे
रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।